of the day on day number 2. The New York case is likely
they gonna block all y'all
criminal prosecutions Trump faces, but it's meant that the Republican presidential candidate spent more time in court than campaigning. He said that on his way back into the courtroom today, saying, "I want to campaign," alluding to the fact that he has not been out on the campaign
You
trail.
can't be on no campaign, Trump.
5 months ahead of this
You out, bro.
election.
You out.
All right, so we're still awaiting this verdict as it's just coming down. We're going to get everything
34
lined up,
count.
but you can just see one monitoring here outside of this courtroom, inside of this courthouse. There, the outcomes possibly of this are a guilty verdict, an acquittal, or a hung jury. A guilty verdict would result if the jury finds guilty on all 34 counts. He'd be eligible for a prison sentence. Of course, opinion polls show a guilty verdict could potentially pose political danger for Trump in an election year that will potentially be decided by just tens of thousands of votes. Not guilty verdict would be reached if the jury finds not guilty on all 34 counts. The prosecution would be unable to try him. Consultants from across the political spectrum agree that one thing, an acquittal would be likely a huge win for Trump, especially because he's claimed the trial is a sham for political prosecution. A hung jury, though, if the 12 jurors hearing Trump's case can't agree on a unanimous verdict, either way, it can be one jury.
He all on the phone. He's on the phone.
So we're going to continue. We're just waiting to see what comes of this verdict being reached, but we're continuing to follow this wall to wall here on Live Now from Fox.
Y'all behave now. Don't start all that. Trump gonna see them boys on y'all.
All right, we're still rolling with this here very, very closely as we are dialing up all of our legal experts to kind of understand the ramifications of this very, very closely as we're kind of learning more about this. Coming at the last hour here in
They're gonna catch all them folks.
We will hear those verdicts being read in just about 15 or 20 minutes. Not exactly sure of the timeline, but they have to kind of go through the protocols to put in place. Bringing it into the conversation right now, friend of the program. Nina Rahmani, thank you again for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. A verdict has been reached. They said it would go up until 4:30, and it feels like it's the last hour. What do we make of these developments?
You make sure you ready
reaching a verdict
to live up to his stamp.
It has to be a guilty verdict. Now, obviously, there is a possibility.
And make sure you be ready to live up to his standards, because I am.
That were asked just to read back today. It was.
I can live up to his standards.
Just got better. Hey, it's Dana from.
Y'all better be glad. Y'all better be all these folks. All right now.
Just had terrible internet issues. They were.
This is an ABC News special report.
I can live up to his standards. They won't worry about everybody else.
Good afternoon. We're coming on the air for this historic moment in American history, the verdict in the first criminal trial ever against a former president of the United States. Here in New York, the jury a short time ago alerting the judge it has reached a decision in the Donald Trump hush money trial. Trump, of course, is facing 34 felony counts in this case, accused of falsifying business records to cover up $130,000 in hush money payments to Stormy Daniels in the weeks before the 2016 presidential election. I'm going to go live down at the courthouse. Our senior investigative correspondent, Eric Katersky, who has been there every step of the way inside that courtroom. He's live outside the courthouse. Aaron, the note from the jury that they do have
it. It came after about 10 hours of deliberations over the last 2 days, David, and about 6 years after this investigation of former President Trump began by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. And it came as something of a surprise because moments before the judge announced that the jury had reached a verdict, he said he was going to be sending them home. And then there was a delay, a pause before the judge came back out on the bench and very quietly announced, almost mumbling, that the jury had reached a verdict, and it jolted everyone in their seat.
All right, y'all. All y'all people.
Laughing and joking with his defense attorney,
Get ready.
Blanche, Prosecutors had been smiling and sharing
If
pleasantries.
Trump win, I still won't have no problem with my bills.
Court